Yeah. You already know what it is. Your boy Skitz, Bebo. You already know what it is. We got the spotlight interview with King Tannah.
Yo, what up with it?
Nah, man. Before we get into it and shit, let them know where you from, what you do, what you represent, all that good shit.
It's your boy King Tannah, man. I'm from the Bronx, New York, you heard? I represent Lit Life. I represent Almighty. It's the fullest, man. We here, you heard? We out here.
No doubt. So we get right into it. Uh, let's start off with what got you into music? What made you start doing music?
Uh, I started doing music around, I say 97. Like after
Okay.
my mom's passed, I say, so that was about like 11 years old. I started doing music. I was down in VA. We was living in VA, and then I was moved back to New York. And then ever since then, I you know, I found my roots and I went from there. Me and my brothers used to be back in the days when they used to have used to have those little cassette tape parties when you had your two fingers ready to press record, you know what I'm saying?
Already.
When he had the hottest tracks coming out back then. So I think it started out with me and my bros since back then, man. And ever since then, we just took over. We used to do little recording tracks with cassette tapes, man. And then have little talent shows at the community centers and shit and see where it go and people liked it. And since then we just kept going. You know what I mean?
No doubt. That's what's up. So, how would you describe your music and shit? You know what I'm saying?
My music I subscribe as me serving the message.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm somewhat type as an artist than more of a rapper. So my lyricism is more of me painting a picture for people than me giving you no brainer music. You know what I mean? So I try to give you no brainer, but it's more of lyricism because I still want to give you my craft. So I would say I paint a picture for people more than they would have to dig for what I'm saying. I put it right in your face, basically. So I would call myself a blunt rapper. I put it right there in your face, shall I say?
No doubt. So, what type of genre would you say your music falls into? What type of category, or does it fall into a category?
It definitely does fall into a category. I have a category of my own too, which is soul. But the categories is hip. I would say hip hop R&B ish. Hip hop R&B ish with a little bit of soul and pop, what have you. If you know what I mean, because I'm an artist, so it's whatever mood I'm feeling, and that's how I paint my pictures. So that's why I take my music.
No doubt. So, what's your creative process when it comes to putting together a piece of music?
Hmm. What you mean, like how long it'll take me?
Nah. What's your creative process? Are you like, inspired by something and then that leads to you writing a song? Do you just put on a beat?
Indeed. I said just a question. At times, it's crazy because at times I could be anywhere and I feel like I'm in a room by myself when it's if I'm dealing with music and artistry and I'm painting a picture, I can black everybody out and I can like use pieces of it. And I know like battle rappers could like pertain to what I'm talking about, like, cause you can be anywhere by yourself and you can take a piece of what you just seen as a visual driving by and put that into a metaphor and throw it away, and then you can go somewhere else absolutely to a whole nother state, fly, take a piece of that and throw it. I can't say it's crazy because I know some people know what I mean and what I'm talking about, but that's what I do with my music. So I give you a piece of and feeling of everywhere you would want to go, like Memphis or Virginia, and that takes me to a different level of an artist because I can give you different slang too, like John or Jane or what you talking about, like, or
No
it'll
doubt.
be different. You know what I mean? So for that question, yeah, that's the answer to that.
No doubt. So, if you could pick anybody, who would you most like to collaborate with?
Huh? That's a hard question. That's a hard but easy question.
Mm-hmm.
Major in the industry or underground? Because I got a lot of underground brothers that I would definitely want.
Yeah.
It's
For the
it's
for the it's always like that for me too.
Yeah, so
But for the sake of the interview, no, somebody know.
No, I would.
They don't gotta be top notch, but no.
I dig you. I would definitely do a track with Future. Definitely. I would definitely get a collab with Future, and I would definitely collab with with the king, man, Tip. I definitely collab with Tip.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? So those my top two right there, man. That I definitely, if I could ever, those would be the two I'll reach out to. Like, I got
That's
greatness,
respect.
you got greatness.
That's respect.
Me,
That's
man.
respect.
Yeah.
So, So, if you could give one message, overall message about you to the fans, what would be that message? You know what I'm saying? What would you say if you had all the ears?
Indeed.
What would you say to leave a lasting, you know what I mean, mark in they mind about King Tannah? What makes you you? What's that one thing you want them to remember?
That's a good question too. What makes me me is because we all prophets, but I view myself as a walking prophet. So with this music and this artistry, it's like my name is what it is because it's the journey I took. Is like saying Tannah, so it's the saying I walk, the Tannah I got striving to get to my destination. So I would want people to remember me as that. Like I strive as long as I could to get to my destination, and that's serving a message to the people. That's what I would want the people to remember me as, serving the message and being a walking prophet as we all should be.
That's real shit, deep ass shit.
Yeah.
That's dope too. The name, the wordplay,
Indeed.
fire. Yeah. All right, so let's take a little detour from the music real quick. If you wasn't doing music, what would you be doing?
Of course, I'll be making clothes. I ain't even gonna lie.
Oh, word, fashion
I'm a
shit. That's real.
fashionable guy. Like I'll be making clothes. I would be, man. I think we got some drippy motherfuckers out here, but I think I'll be on my drip, man. You know, so I think I'll be making clothes, which I do make clothes. You know what I mean? It's Lit Life Clothing. I'm on all platforms with that too, which is Etsy, and I'm on my own .com, which is litlife.com, which clothing up there, and then I'm on what's that other eBay, sponsor. eBay. Clothing on eBay too. So,
No doubt. Yeah.
Clothing, what would it be?
No doubt. So, staying on that side of things, what type of lifestyle you had when you was growing up? Like, how'd you come up? You know what I mean? Was it danger?
Indeed.
Was it good?
It was definitely rough coming up. Like after Mom's passed at 11, like I said, I moved back to New York. And it was me and my bros living with my pops, and we was living on Seneca at this time in the Bronx. And that was the first block like I came to and like revealed the culture. You know what I mean? So that would let me on right there. You know, Pop's got a house full of kids and all that going on. So it's like, you know, like the regular kids, you led to the streets. You know what I mean? Then your friends become your brothers, and you know what I mean, your loved ones and all that. So it's like, just like any other kid, life was hard, but it was all on the angles I took that kept me out of a lot of bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Real shit,
yeah.
real shit. Oh yeah. So, you know, coming from that, is that one of the motivating factors for your music? Is that the drive?
Indeed, because I feel like that's the only motivation, and I would say that's the only therapy for me to reach out to people, for them to understand me. Because it's like, you'll have a conversation with a person and they'll forget that shit once they walk away from you. You know what I mean? If it wasn't that intriguing to them, you know what I mean? But if you got a song that they can hear over and over, and you got a message in that song, like tracks I got like Energy, and another track I got like So Lost, and you know what I mean, doing good and give back. I got so much that it's like, it's messages served in those tracks that people probably look past and be like, he just rapping. You know what I mean? But when you really listen, that's where I get the real fans at from the soul that's really telling me, they typing and hitting me like, you said this and that. Yo, you said, so I'm like, oh, y'all the ones that's not dumb, deaf, and blind. But,
right.
Yeah.
So speaking on fans and shit like that and typing and such, you know, the internet changed the game for cats from my era. You know what I mean? I'm a little older if y'all niggas don't know this Skitz speaking.
Indeed.
I'm a little older, so the internet changed the game from my era. I literally come from the days of fucking hustling tapes and CDs, nigga. Started with tapes, crossed over to CDs, nigga, and really was out here with it. You know what I mean? Trying to get shit in stores and all that. Like, that's the shit I started in.
Right.
You know what I mean? But given this new technology and niggas' ability to be independent, has that changed your approach to music? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because you probably was a youth before that and seeing how niggas was getting it.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. To be honest with you, and I got guys that can vouch, man, it's like, I grew up around Dipset. You know what I'm saying? That's family of mine. You know what I mean? Like Luca Praz and Shice Bud, all these dudes like I grew up around. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was like to hustle the tapes and from the movies to even the gear you wear, bro. I already had the hustle and I already knew like this is what it's gonna be if you want to invest in self. You're gonna have to put that legwork in.
Right.
It's gonna be nothing else that's gonna matter in the game unless you put the legwork in. So I think I already had that hustle, and that's why today I would say, and I always say like I'm overlooked. You know what I mean? Because I know people, a lot of people know my background and know who I'm tied to. So they already know he got the drive.
Right.
You know?
So you apply that grind to the internet shit,
indeed,
to the shit, right?
To my internet, my shows. If it's a paid show, if it's an anniversary show where I know it's thousands of people gonna be there, that's where I'm gonna be at. You know what I mean? I just make sure that I keep my feet to the ground and pushing it because I got a message to serve.
No doubt. So speaking on shows and shit, you know what I mean? You got a gang of shit under your belt.
Indeed, so I do, man. We did like a little tour around here, around the city, and we entered at Clementon, New Jersey, and I think that was one of the dopest shits that I ever did out here, like to be up north. You know what I mean? I did hella shows in Vegas and Cali, of course, and Virginia and Tampa now. You know what I mean? So it's like I've been a lot of places. You know what I mean? So of course, yeah.
That's what's up. So, what's your favorite song to perform right now? Right now, in rotation.
It's for my bros, man.
Okay.
It's for my bros. You know why? And I'm gonna elaborate why, man. Because it's like that song. When I made that song, I was coming from the town, man, to give you a little story. I was coming from the town and dropping my pops off a little bread and whatever like that, you know what I mean? And bought them a little TV and shit, just, you know what I mean? Good shit the sons to do. So, I'm riding back and I'm all alone on this trip, you know what I mean? And I got a little homeboy, I ain't gonna reveal his name, but he be throwing me a lot of the wave of the tracks to go, you know what I mean? Like, yo, dude, I think you'll sound good on this, or, you know what I mean? So, but fast forward, long story short, short story shorter, I'm listening to this track and I'm like, this is the wave right now. Because it was a lot of drill shit going on. That was the era when the drill started popping. You had Chef G, you had Sleepy, you had all these young guys coming up, and you like, oh, that's the wave. I can do that. So for my bros, I think it gravitated everybody. Because if you hear the lyrics on For My Bros, it's really telling you, I do this shit for my bros. From wherever I go 10 toes, I'm a stepper. I step alone. And I make sure they know that this shit for my bros is for back home. You know what I mean?
Real shit.
So For My Bros is, yeah, I definitely would perform that anyway. That'd be the banger. Well, indeed.
No doubt, no doubt. So, how you feel about the state of the industry? Two level question. How you feel about the industry versus independent? And if you could change anything about the industry, what would you change? How would you do it different? Well, first, how you feel about it, because you might not want to change nothing about that shit.
I'm gonna elaborate on certain things, but certain things I'm not, because you know I know a lot. I know a lot about the industry, man. I'm gonna take it back because my uncle was the Great Lakes Cisco the Kid. Mm-hmm. Rest his soul. He played in the movie Beat Street. Mm-hmm. Richard Cisco. Rest his soul. Was the God. So it was like hip hop was like always in my blood, bro. And for it to be a journey for me, like it was for anybody else, I think it was a different journey for me because it was like musical instruments always around the house, or a drum, or my uncle taking us to a festival, or Buju Banton, or I got Cool Herc, Marley Marl around, like all these great late dudes that I got around me, and I'm just like, hold on, like when I find out who these people are, I'm like, I got hip hop within my household. This is within my circle. So to answer your question with that, it's like the industry is definitely not like how it used to be back in the days. And I can say that because I'm 37 and I grew up around this shit. So I know how it is and what the angles they got these young guys taking now for the situations like the drill, what have you. You know what I mean? It's all about content nowadays. Right. So it's like, if you can't keep up your content and your content don't turn into reality, this is real shit I'm saying. They're not going to bite to you. They're going to overlook you. So this is why you got a lot of people right now on the internet or in live public giving content. That's just what the world came to. Content. So
shit.
I'm going to leave it at that and to answer that question. So if you don't have content, they're not going to bite to your situation. You have to have well-developed content. You know what I mean? And I'm saying it has to be reality content. And it boils down to me saying it's sad that it falls to death, but that's reality content for them.
Yep. You ain't live busting that thing, nigga.
That's that,
you ain't see it.
That's that.
That's real. So, what's the best advice you can give to a young cat coming up trying to do this music shit, especially this hip hop shit particularly? It's the best piece of advice you can give a nigga, you know what I'm saying? Keep his head above water type shit.
I tell a young guys to, man, stay focused and stay afloat and stay 10 toes, man. And if you got a camp with you, then make sure your camp is all in favor of what you got going on, man. Don't let nobody skim off and do what they want to do if we all can get a chance in the term. Let's do what I'm doing now. We gonna do what you gotta do later, and then and I think that'll keep a group and a camp together when you going forward to trying to get up there in the higher ups. You know what I mean? And I say that for the young guards because it's a lot in groups now. You don't see a lot of these young guards coming in by themselves like the older guards are. Right. A lot of these young guys, like the little TJs and like I say the Chef G, these guys got camps around them. So which means if we got something going good, then we gonna focus on me, folks. So it will be no disruptions in the situation. You know what I mean? So I'll say like just keep pushing forward, man, and stay independent. Cause I be hearing, I be reading, and I noticed that a lot of these young cats get wrapped up with these 360 deals, bro. And that's what I won't do. I'm in it for distribution, yo, because as you can see, I can probably sell out with just me on my own promotion.
Right.
Me hitting the streets. Me letting people know I'm in different clubs. This, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's how it'll probably go down.
That's real. So, before we wrap it up, man, what's next for you? What you got going on? What's coming up? Niggas know where they can find you, where they can see you.
Well, it's KING on all platforms. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Google Play. You can find me on Deezer. You can find me on iHeartRadio. You can find me on probably any station that I'm everywhere. I'm on all musical platforms, iTunes, Apple Music. I'm everywhere. So for what I got coming up, I got a couple shows coming up in Tampa. I got some shows coming up in Memphis, and hopefully I can get on that Rolling Loud, man. Hopefully I can get back. You heard, like, hopefully.
That's
you know
right.
What I mean? I'm in tune right now. I ain't gonna reveal, like I said, but, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna show my success when this is greatness.
That's real. That's
You know
real.
what I mean?
No doubt.
Indeed.
So yeah, man, there you have it. You know what I'm saying? King Tannah.
Bless, man.
Peace.
Peace.